This is Daryl Evans with Kings Vision at LAKings.com with Kings insider John Rosen. Game 3 of the series against the Chicago Blackhawks, West Conference Finals tonight. Kings pretty much in a must-win situation, trailing 2-0, losing both games in Chicago, but we've yet to see the Kings play their best. That's what I expect to see tonight in Game 3, the first game here at Staples Center.
Absolutely. As the long-time held sports adage goes, a playoff series hasn't really begun until the home team loses a game. Kings, of course, 14 consecutive wins here at Staples Center Ice. It's going to be a huge test here this evening. They're playing really the other dominant team in the Western Conference right now. You'd think that these are the two best teams throughout the course of the regular season towards where we're at right now. So the Los Angeles Kings, once again, looking to get back to their own game. Seems the speed game, the forechecking game, always the goaltending has been a constant here at Staples Center, as they have not lost here since March 23rd. I feel like I'm almost repeating myself here. We've said this so many times. But, of course, the Los Angeles Kings looking to keep pace, looking to have a good step here, good compete level against a tough Chicago Blackhawks team.
And Chicago comes in with a lot of confidence now, having won 5 straight in the postseason. Just prior to winning those 5 games, they had lost 3 straight to the Detroit Red Wings, but battled back, becoming just the 25th team in Stanley Cup history to be able to battle back from a 3-1 deficit and win the series. But I think from the Kings' standpoint, what they have to establish tonight is to come out and play hard right off the get-go. Not to say that they haven't played hard, but they have to establish their game, take control, get their forecheck going, cycle, spend more time in the offensive zone. In the first 2 games of the series in Chicago, a lot of time was spent in the defensive zone off the bat. Both that last game, Chicago scored the first goal, but the Kings didn't get their first shot on goal until 6.5 minutes in. After that, they went through a period of time where they outshot Chicago by a margin of 10-1, got themselves back into it, but were unable to beat Crawford and get the game even up. So look for the Kings to be a little bit more aggressive offensively. I think that attack mode, attacking as a 5-man unit, will really help their cause.
Well, when you look at the success that the Kings have had at home this postseason and at the end of the regular season, one of the pillars of that success has been the play in the first period, the way that they have started the games. And really, it's tough to say other than the 2 goals, but in between those 2 goals in Chicago, back in game number 2, the Kings played some of their best hockey of the series. The middle 18 minutes, if you will, of that first period back in game number 2, the Kings were fine. They had a strong start. Unfortunately, there were some timely goals against them. Obviously, a goal against in the first 2-3 minutes of the game. That would not go what the Kings are trying to go for here this evening. So as long as they have that type of success, that strong start, and not just having that strong start, but scoring and capitalizing on it, that's what the Kings are looking for here this evening. The Kings have won 2 series all time in which they've been down 2-0. One obviously against the St. Louis Blues earlier this postseason, the other against the Detroit Red Wings when they won 4 straight back in the 2001 postseason. Can be done. They've got a tough opponent. Going to be a good one here this evening at Staples Center.
They do have a tough opponent, no doubt about that. I think the Kings, what they really have to do on that forecheck is make sure that they stop the puck, not allowing the Blackhawks to get it out so easy. The Kings have been physical in the first 2 games of the series, but not enough of those hits coming in the offensive zone. If they do that, they'll force turnovers, and then when the opportunities do arise, they've got to get to the puck to the net with some aggression, get some bodies into that area. First goal of the game, very important. The Kings are 7-2 in the postseason. Chicago, on the other hand, they're 8-2 in the postseason when scoring the first goal. So making that drive, not to say that the game's over if you don't do that, but it sure seems to be in that team's favor.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the big challenge here this evening. You look at the Chicago Blackhawks, their defense, they haven't been making mistakes in this series. They've been very solid. The Kings looking to make those hits behind the net. Hopefully have the Chicago Blackhawks turn the puck over a little bit. It hasn't been that way thus far. Obviously, there's that first terrific defensive pairing of Duncan Keith as well as Brent Seabrook. They've been very strong, 2 very balanced players. After that, I've been very impressed by what Nick Leddy has been able to provide so far this series. Johnny Oduya has found himself on the score sheet. So the Los Angeles Kings, again, if they find that speed, if they find that pressure, get in on the forecheck, really need that Jarrett Stoll, Trevor Lewis line. Dwight King should be able to go back in there, make those hits. That's been generally the Kings' best forechecking line of the postseason. And, of course, and you look at what Tyler Toffoli was able to provide, he's really been earning the praise of his veteran line mates, his veteran teammates out there. Tyler Toffoli, one of the best forwards, perhaps the best forward in game number 2, assuming that he stays alongside Jeff Carter and Dustin Penner. That's a line that will be counted on to control and perhaps get some offense for this Los Angeles Kings team. This Kings team needing to score goals to win this game here this evening. Should be an interesting performance the way they match up against Chicago's top 2 lines as well.
As we look at the pregame skate here at Staples Center, the morning of the game. The lines look to be the same as they were the other night. Mike Richards not on the ice, so it doesn't look like he'll be available for Game 3 of this series. So Tyler Toffoli, who played the other night and scored a goal, they'll be looking for him. He had a couple of opportunities aside from the goal that he scored. Probably his opportunities were better than the actual goal that he scored. So they're going to look for a little bit of offense from him. But I think the Kings really have to take the initiative, get inside the face-off dots, draw some penalties. They have to set the tempo of this game. It's going to be a great one. Kings need to win this one to get back in the series. For John Rosen, I'm Daryl Evans for Kings Vision at LAKings.com.